All right, it's the Screen Team. Our show's almost over, but before we call it a night, we've got one more review for you, and we've got our good friend Kyle. Kyle's on the show. Kyle, man, it's so good to hear from you. How you doing, man?
Hey, doing great, man. I tell you what, my daughter's birthday's coming up here in a couple of days. I'm excited. She's going to be 2, and that makes me feel old.
Happy birthday to her, man. That's so exciting. 2 years old for sure. All right, man. We're getting ready to review a movie. It's called Baywatch. It came out in 2017, summertime. And of course, this ain't your daddy's Baywatch, man. This is a little something different. It's got The Rock, Dwayne Johnson in it, right?
Correct. This movie, number one, I thought was fairly entertaining. Number two, I will watch anything with that man.
Well, I mean, that's a really good point. You know, it's amazing how much charisma, how much chops this guy really has. I mean, I wouldn't expect it from a wrestler. I mean, our only wrestler before that was Hulk Hogan, and you know how well that turned out and with his movie career. So you kind of expected the same with Dwayne, but it hasn't been the case.
You're forgetting Roddy Piper and They Live.
Where did they play in?
Roddy Piper, John Carpenter's They Live.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Nonetheless, yeah, we're not talking about Mr. Manny or Suburban Commando with Hulk Hogan. This is The Rock. He's the man, and it is unfair how much charisma he has. Like he can hold a crowd's attention like no other.
It's true. So I'm gonna pose the question to you: does he hold your attention in the movie Baywatch?
Absolutely. I like him the way that the structure of this movie. It reminded me of Talladega Nights and Superbad in the manner that it seemed like all of the funniest bits and one-liners were within the first 30 to 35 minutes of the film. So I thought it had a fairly sustained humor for the content they were providing, but they just came right out of the gate with hard one-liners, some real zingers thrown in there. Me and Jesse, my fiance, were watching it last night. We were almost in tears at some of the things that they were calling Zac Efron in the movie. He did a very good job of holding my attention. She really enjoyed it, and like I said, there's almost nothing this guy can't make work. Even if the surrounding cast was good, may not be the best, he does a phenomenal job.
I really enjoyed the first 30 minutes of this movie. I thought it was hilarious. I was like, because this movie didn't do very well box office wise and critically, and I was like, watching the first 30 minutes of it, I was like, this movie's awesome. It kind of slows down a little bit when it kind of gets into the grit of the story. The bad guys, them trying to take down the bad guys. To me, that was kind of the slower part of the movie. I'm curious, what did you think about the dynamic of Zac Efron and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson together? Because they had some pretty good one-liners together.
They had really good chemistry. And honestly, in the last handful of movies I've seen Johnson in, his partner, so to speak, he generally has excellent chemistry with. And that's not just from 2 movies with Kevin Hart, because that's on another level. But him and Zac did really well together. And I've also found myself enjoying more of Zac Efron's movies throughout the years. But those two played off really well. Early tension. Eventually, there was an appreciation, found for each other once there was some, revelation with Zac Efron's character, who, to be quite frank, is a bit of a tool. But I think they did an excellent job. Good chemistry. Nothing seemed awkward. It was very, very natural. I would expect those two to kind of talk the way they did with each other and with real life.
Yeah, it wouldn't be Baywatch without beautiful guys, but also beautiful girls as well. And we've got 2 very beautiful ones and 2 very talented actresses. Alexandra Daddario, who played Summer Quinn, and also Kelly Rohrbach, who played C.J. Parker. What'd you think about both of them?
I think they did a great job. I hadn't seen them in anything prior to, but the young woman they had playing C.J., I just thought looked completely perfect for that role. And if you're old enough to remember Baywatch, the TV show, and if you've seen this movie, you will know why. She was, from an aesthetic standpoint, perfect for this role. They both did a very, very good job. I thought they didn't take away from the film. They added the right amount of female dynamic to it, and a little bit of toughness as well. The darker hair gal, she was really hard on Zac Efron throughout the movie, but I like the character development there. But let's not forget the slow motion running.
And do we get a lot of that in this movie?
No, not at all. I mean, it's just like a flash in the pan thing, like a cameo from the TV show. Just a wink and not. Oh no, there was tons of it.
Good. Let's talk about our last castmate of the Baywatch crew, John Bass, who plays the goofy, lovable Ronnie Greenbaum. What'd you think about him?
He was freaking awesome. He's the epitome of every dude who goes to the beach that wants to talk to a cute girl he sees, but it's way too awkward whenever the time comes. But you say he's super, super nerdy, but he has a very endearing charm. I loved him because he reminds me of a teenager, because I was that dude.
Remind us again, you saw it with your fiance. What did your fiance think about the movie?
She thought it was absolutely hysterical. She's a huge Zac Efron fan. She's a few years younger than me, so that does go back to High School Musical. But him in these more mature settings, films with a more adult setting, especially with the dialogue, she just thought it's hilarious. Whether it's Bad Grandpa or Dirty Grandpa, my mistake, or the Two Neighbors films. She's a big fan of his. And plus, she also grew up a big wrestling fan, so anything Dwayne Johnson does is absolutely cool.
Is this a movie that you want to see again?
Oh yeah, I definitely wouldn't mind seeing it. It's a fun popcorn film. You definitely get what you expect. If you were looking for a 2-hour version of an episode of Baywatch from the '90s, you got this. You basically got it, but with a lot more colorful language. Because that's what it was, and I enjoyed it. Like I said, I could just sit down and chill out and watch this movie, have some laughs, and enjoy myself. I definitely recommend it as a popcorn.
Awesome. Kyle, brother, I appreciate your insight on the movie Baywatch. And, brother, thank you so much. And we'll definitely hear from you again very soon, man.
I appreciate the time, Chris. Anytime.
All right, that's Kyle. I'm Chris. We are part of the Screen Team. Remember, you can check us out. We're all over the web, social media. We're on Facebook and YouTube. And check us out at our official website at ScreenTeamPB.com. For Chris and Kyle, we are the Screen Team right here on KWOC.